shorts, so he's stripped of his tracksuit. He's got his bib on, so he's the only Real Madrid player warming up now before the start of the second half.
Thanks, Bruno.
But nor can we here. But they've just spent 15 minutes in the dressing room where the coach has saved up all his good ideas, motivational, strategic, whatever you like, and yet he's called Vinicius over Solari, who often played in the same position, and he's given him a full 4.5 minutes of direct counsel that seems extra to what they were talking about in the dressing room. You have to believe that Solari thinks whatever he was imparting there was crucial.
Well, I mean, you're the manager, you're the coach, Aitor. Why is Solari doing that after just spending 15 minutes in the dressing room?
You know, especially because it was Vinicius. He's almost a kid. Sometimes it's just to give them more confidence, or just to tell him the last word for the player to start the game again confident.
Well, it's Real Madrid have got the second half underway, attacking the goal to the left of your screens. Sergio Ramos on the ball, and it's Leo Messi who goes in to have a little look at him. We'll have to see how Messi responds to that incident right at half-time. Carvajal picks out Gareth Bale, the Welshman cutting inside, combining with Benzema. Luka Modric driving it in again towards Bale. Lenglet getting his head to it. Ter Stegen hesitating, and Jordi Alba putting it out for a throw-in, which is quickly taken by Reguilon. Toni Kroos on the ball. Reguilon making a little dummy run. Vinicius gets his first touch, whips the cross in, headed clear by Gerard Piqué. Ramos combining with Modric. Casemiro returning it to the captain. Toni Kroos dispossessed by Messi, who goes down and wins a free kick. Well, it's early days, obviously, but Leo Messi snapping into those challenges there, Graham.
And Toni Kroos too. But I loved your point. When the ball went out for the throw-in, the ball boys and the ball girls here have been told, get the replacement ball in there instantly. It's like five-a-side when the ball rebounds off the wall. See if you can give it to a white shirt quickly while Barcelona are still asleep.
Piqué takes the kick, finds Suarez, turns away from Varane, picks out Ousmane Dembélé. Dembélé back to Clement Lenglet. Here's Busquets. Good pressing from Benzema. Jordi Alba and Dembélé combining. Alba making a run, but Dembélé can't find him. He only found Dani Carvajal instead. Casemiro turning away from the challenge. Modric down the line to Gareth Bale. Bale cuts inside and picks out Sergio Reguilon, supported here by Vinicius. Vinicius in turn by Benzema. Now Toni Kroos. Kroos square to Casemiro. It's a loose ball from Carlos Casemiro. Benzema wins it straight back off Gerard Piqué. Reguilon to Vinicius. Benzema turns away from Busquets, trying to link with Modric, and it's Sergio Roberto there getting his body between Benzema and the ball. The clearance blocked by Kroos. Madrid very, very proactive. Vinicius loses out to Sergio Roberto, and in the end it's Piqué who clears only as far as Varane. Toni Kroos. Vinicius, and that one took a deflection. It'll be a corner for Real Madrid.
A brilliant example set by Benzema Simon. I think his run and tackle back on Piqué, chances are prevented a second goal. Piqué, a brilliant passer on the run, had Suarez to his right, Messi to his left, and the Frenchman intervened absolutely perfectly.
Toni Kroos to take the corner. Punched away by Ter Stegen. Dembélé failing to get much contact on it. Carvajal quick to find Casemiro, and what a miss from Benzema on the far post. Surely he only needed to make contact with the ball for that to be the equaliser.
It's been offside, I think, but this is the kind of chance that you can't miss if you want to, and you need to win the games.
But if you're going to miss a chance, miss one with the flag raised for offside. Ter Stegen to put the ball back in play. Grimace on the face of Karim Benzema. Suarez chasing, won't keep it in play. To throw to Madrid, who've started looking very positive. Casemiro. Carvajal to Bale. Loose ball picked up by Dembele. Artur to Rakitic. And again, Rakitic picking out Sergi Roberto.
Fede Valverde's been called over by Santi Solari, so that should be the first substitution of the game.
Meanwhile, it's Jordi Alba on the ball. Dembele to Messi. Busquets to Gerard Piqué. Artur goes down under the challenge of Toni Kroos. Free kick to Barcelona. And as Bruno pointed out, Fede Valverde, what do we expect? Who do we expect Valverde to replace? Meanwhile, Dembele cuts it back just away from Messi. And Toni Kroos quick to link with Modric. Modric crossing the halfway line, Busquets sticking with him. Looking for the best option, Modric. And the best option, a square pass to Toni Kroos. Kroos in turn picking out Carvajal. Carvajal back to Modric. Promising for Madrid. Modric is crossed to the far post. Vinicius keeps it in play. He's got the support of Reguilon here. Now Toni Kroos. Vinicius. Benzema. Busquets and Piqué taking it off him. Carvajal with a headed pass, but it's collected by Suarez. Suarez to the edge of the box. It's got away from him. He's trying to link with Messi. Brilliant from Varane and Courtois. Suarez will be furious with that heavy touch, the penultimate touch. That was a clear-cut chance for Barcelona on the break. Busquets back to Piqué. Piqué picking out Sergi Roberto. Piqué again. Busquets. Leo Messi to Dembele. What an error there from Dani Carvajal to set Suarez through. Meanwhile, it's Jordi Alba. Cuts it back to Messi on the edge of the box. Messi. Rakitic. No chance of a shot. Artur. Lovely ball to Sergi Roberto. Vinicius sprinting back, very nearly taking it off him. Rakitic with, well, it's a cross, and it's collected by Thibaut Courtois.
You know, I loved what you said there. The combination of Courtois and Varane with that breakthrough by the Uruguayan striker. We know Varane is quicker. We know that he can close the gap. But Suarez is so sly, so clever to get in there, to block, to not commit a foul, and to make sure that the goal threat was dampened down. Was really calm, clever work by the Belgian and the Frenchman.
Casemiro back to Rafa Varane. Fede Valverde just tying his shoelaces up. Do we expect him to come on instead of Casemiro or to play alongside Casemiro instead of?
Yeah, I think it should be the natural substitution.
Casemiro himself picks out Luka Modric. Now Gareth Bale. Modric making a run. Bale sees him. Lovely combination. Just got away from the Welshman. Couldn't quite look for that, or couldn't quite find that pinpoint accuracy he needed. And the ball in the hands of Marc-Andre ter Stegen. Well, that one's got away from Carvajal. Dembele latching onto it. Messi making a run. Dembele sees him, tries to turn away from Carvajal, and it's Casemiro back to save the day. Absolutely crucial win there, right off from Casemiro.
And I don't know if it's always a coincidence, because when I am managing the games, always when you are thinking about the substitute one player, the following play he does brilliant. So
Reguilon's cross into the far post and just getting there, Jordi Alba ahead of Gareth Bale. Madrid very much on top since the restart. Casemiro back to Toni Kroos. Kroos pings it wide to Vinicius, who controls. He's got Reguilon outside him. Still Vinicius. Now look at Modric. Modric picking out Reguilon. Reguilon's cross blocked by Roberto. Comes back to Reguilon. Vinicius. Gets away from Sergio Roberto, cuts it back, but hits it straight at Busquets. Rakitic back to Gerard Piqué, who finally clears the danger. Tremendous battle there between Varane and Suarez. And the referee wave play on, the linesman telling him it's handball. Suarez disagrees, goes across to, well, stare at the linesman as the change is being made, and it's Toni Kroos being replaced by Fede Valverde.
Even though he's not coming in what is his preferred central pivoty midfield position. And if you're 20 years old and getting a shot at that position, he scored when he played four times for Uruguay last year. If you're 20 and holding down that organising midfield position for Uruguay, you're special.
That's a good ball over the top for Vinicius. Sumptuous control from the Brazilian. Tries the shot. Ter Stegen can only palm it away. Piqué plays out to Rakitic. Barcelona taking their lives in their hands here a little bit. Busquets.
It's even nobody else in the world plays like we can see.
No,
nobody else in the world.
And there's one for Dembélé to chase. Advantage Rafa Varane. Played back to Courtois. He shows his own casual clearance. Suarez there to block. It will be a goal kick. He returns it over the head of Thibaut Courtois.
Real Madrid now is taking more risks. I think it's going to be dangerous for them. Sometimes one clearance from Piqué and is Varane with Suarez and Messi with Sergio 1v1, so it's going to be dangerous. So they need to keep the ball, to not lose the ball, to not allow them.
Piqué getting inside. Vinicius, play on, says the referee. Piqué finds Busquets.
Another thing that Barcelona is doing really well is every time that Vinicius has the ball, all we see has Sergio Roberto and next to him Rakitic.
It's Leo Messi. Messi aware of the arrival of Dembélé, straight at the chest of Thibaut Courtois, who saves easily and rolls the ball out quickly to Ramos. Ramos to Modric. Bale calling for it. Modric can't find him. Instead, he finds Jordi Alba. This is Artur. Dembélé. Under pressure from Gareth Bale. Artur back to Lenglet, and now it's Busquets.
The game is becoming, again, really nice for being here and be watching the game, but for Real Madrid is again a lot of risk and go one way, other way, one goal, other goal. I think it's better now to be compact and to be together.
Messi to Alba. Alba into the area. Drives it low across the face of the goal. Dembélé couldn't get onto it. Courtois couldn't block it. Suarez didn't quite get there on the far post in time. And that one goes out. There must have been a touch because a corner has been given.
Once again, Jordi Alba arriving there when I said at the halftime that Bale should have helped Carvajal because Jordi Alba is really offensive and really good.
Leo Messi goes across to take the corner. Cheers from the home crowd as he does. Messi absolutely determined to take his time. Plays it short. Dembélé. Sergio Roberto. Artur. Messi struggling to reach it. Can't quite control it. He's having a bit of a difference of opinion there with the fans behind the goal. That won't bother Leo Messi too much, I suspect. Here's Fede Valverde. Sees Dani Carvajal. So does Jordi Alba. It falls for Carvajal. Casemiro to Modric. Now Reguilon. Benzema wide on the left to collect this one. Benzema. Reguilon. It's a good cross. Dealt with by Gerard Piqué. Rakitic taking his life in his hands. It falls to Vinicius. The shot blocked. and that'll go out for a corner. I mean, you can call it madness, Graham, defending like that, or you can call it a form of beauty.
It was a bit of misfortune. There was a little bit of risk, I admit, as the ball tries to be cleared by Rakitic. This is the moment when Vinicius thinks, when did I break into that mirror factor and smash them? And when did I trip over a black cat on Friday the 13th? Because he's having no luck. That was on target. Let's have no debate about it. There's always somebody in the way.
Modric with the corner.
Straight out of play.
And it will be a goal kick as Barcelona pause and just look at Gerard Piqué head down as he moves square of the 6-yard box. What must be going through the Barca defenders with that kind of scramble in their own area?
It's Longley again. I think his 6-pack has just become a 4-pack. I think 2 of them have been taken out by those shots.
Marco Asensio is going to be the next substitution made by Solari. Meanwhile, it's Leo Messi. Oh, Messi goes all the way through in the... And that's a card for Ramos. I have to say, Sergio Ramos is asking for it because that's a firm challenge on Messi. Messi goes down. Ramos with his characteristic gesture, waving the hand in well, you can add the correct term, telling Leo Messi to get up. I think he's annoying Messi, and I don't think that's good strategy. I know I've been repeating myself. Don't make him angry. What do we think to the response of the Santiago Bernabeu to Gareth Bale?
It's all opinion, but what I'm hearing is that's aimed at Bale, not at the chains, not at the manager, not saying leave the Welshman on. I just lived through this, normally cheered, but that sounded as if it was aimed at Gareth Bale.
Yes, and sorry, I said before the game and at the halftime, I think that the people here is so demanding, and especially now with Bale, they knew that they had all the lights on him, and you know, Bernabeu doesn't help when you are in a good way.
Yep, I think they don't think he's working quite hard enough. I think they don't think he's making the difference. This time it's Piqué against Ramos. It's been a corner awarded for Barcelona. Ramos and his international teammate Piqué.
Piqué not interested in continuing the debate. Smart.
Dembele's gone over to take the corner. Arthur offers the short option. The Frenchman instead swinging it into the penalty area. Lenglet went up for it, and it's Ramos who goes down. It looked... That's a yellow card for Clement Lenglet. And Ramos gets to his feet, rubbing his head. No major harm done. Leo Messi arguing the toss with the referee.
Referee at least right to give the yellow card.
Yeah.
The elbow is so forward there, given the current laws. Longley possibly can think himself a little bit fortunate.
Well, here's Ramos. Clearly no harm done. He finds Reguilón. Valverde just mishit it. Here's Arthur on the ball. Dembele trying to move inside Carvajal, inside Modric, returns it to Busquets. Is Messi. Valverde shadowing him. Messi to Arthur again. Now Piqué. Busquets first time to Sergio Roberto, keeps the ball in play. Combines with Rakitic. Busquets.
Have you heard an applause there, Simon? It was for Isco, who's come out to warm up. The applause from this section of the stadium, and now they're all chanting his name.
Well, that would be just what the pitch. Meanwhile, here's Fede Valverde. Quick to drive forward, supported here by Vinicius. Vinicius trying, I think, to nutmeg Piqué there, astonishingly. Down the line by Rakitic. Is Modric. Looking for Vinicius. The flag up for offside against the Brazilian. Piqué.
All I was going to say is way down in front of us. I'm a little bit surprised that prior to now we haven't seen Umtiti out. He showed against Sevilla that he's ready. Long lane now booked. I'd have thought that with, as Bruno will tell us, Semedo down there warming up, Coutinho warming up, Vidal warming up. A little bit surprising that Umtiti is not out there just making sure he's sharp and warmed up in case Longley is one of the guys that Valverde needs to replace.
Langley to Busquets. Rakitic. Sergio Roberto. Busquets again. Leo Messi. Jordi Alba. Suarez. Blocked by Rafa Varane. It falls to Luka Modric. Modric does well. Jordi Alba sticking to him like glue. Free kick. It's quickly taken. Ramos. Reguilón inside to Fede Valverde. It's had a really positive effect since coming on. It's Casemiro. Modric. Casemiro looking for Reguilón. He controls. Valverde. Casemiro.
The idea is good to move from one side to the other side, but I think it should have been a little bit quicker.
Carvajal puts it in. Asensio couldn't quite get the contact he wanted. Here's Artur. Dembélé can chase that. So Ramos very quick to respond. Brilliant from Sergio Ramos. Where did he find that turn of pace?
I'd have bet my pocket money on the Frenchman, but Ramos said, "Nope, I'll have your cash, Graham."
Ramos is always rising to the big occasion.
Always, for me, the best central defender in the world. His personality, the thing that he brings on the pitch, the way that he takes the team on his shoulders. I don't have any doubt that he's the best central defender in the world.
Fede Valverde was quick to snap into that, and perhaps snapped just a little too firmly because it's a free kick to Barcelona for the challenge. It's quickly taken. Advantage Varane. Very calm from the Frenchman. Carvajal square to the captain. Ramos striding forward. Picks out Reguilón. Seeing a lot of the ball down this left wing, Reguilón. Ramos again. Now Modric. Rakitic knocks it back to Marc-Andre ter Stegen. Busquets under pressure from Casemiro. Ter Stegen. To Sergio Roberto. Looks for Messi. Messi colliding into Modric. Valverde. Reguilón. Vinicius. Vinicius trying to get away from Sergio Roberto, who responds brilliantly. Corner to Real Madrid. Bruno, any more movement on either of the benches?
No, still no Samuel Umtiti, I'm afraid, Graham. Still, it's Arturo Vidal, Semedo and Coutinho for Barcelona, Dani Ceballos and Isco for Real Madrid. And just as I say that, Arturo Vidal has sprinted back.
The corner swung in. It's headed away by Sergio Roberto. Busquets. Well, he was lucky that that one should fall for Arthur, and Valverde was brilliant. Suarez finding Messi. It's a poor control from Messi. Carvajal in. Messi gets away from him, whips the cross into Suarez, who manages to keep the ball under control. Dembélé. Rakitic. Alba. Might fall for Messi. Suarez looking for the return to Messi. No angle, and he couldn't quite find Suarez again. It's kept in play by Sergio Roberto. Artur. Rakitic to Artur again. It's away from the challenge of Vinicius Junior. Dembélé. Jordi Alba. Artur. Busquets, Rakitic, Messi, Sergio Roberto, all the way back to Gerard Piqué. And the home fans growing impatient with this long possession from Barcelona. Dembélé. Arthur returning it to the Frenchman. Busquets. Messi. Back to Busquets. Messi again. Seeking to set Dembélé through. Just wide with the shot. Luis Suarez arriving at the far post. Not quite in time. It's a goal kick. It's a long period of possession for Barcelona. We're going to make their first change. Artur replaced by Arturo Vidal.
Simon, I would argue that with 20 minutes left for Real Madrid to keep themselves in the title chase, traditionally, if you give them as many lives as Barcelona have, particularly in the second half, Alba shot, Dembele shot there, the way in which Suarez just missed on that cross ball from Messi. Traditionally, you'll be punished. Don't ever, ever let Madrid off the hook.
Rafa Varane playing the ball out from the back for Los Blancos. He finds Marco Asensio. Reguilon. Asensio wants it back. Vinicius tries a little back healer and wins a throw in. It came off Sergio Roberto. Asensio. Well defended by Sergio Busquets. The throw quickly taken. Vinicius. It's Benzema. Dummied a shot, lays it off for Modric. Modric thinks about shooting. Picks out Asensio. Asensio's cross headed clear by Piqué. And as far as Fede Valverde. Asensio. Vidal takes it off him. Valverde keeps it going. Lovely play by Madrid. Here's Vinicius. Well, the shot was struck firmly. He's still got the confidence in his shooting boots. But that one rising over the crossbar. But again, a positive response from Real Madrid.
And listen to the crowd. You know, they're still with him. That's a wasted chance. He could have put that on target. But right around this stadium, Los Blancos fans were applauding him for attitude, effort. He's got it.
Yeah, Bernabeu is the most demanding place, but it's true on the other hand, if you give them something, you need to do a lot of things because they will help you as soon as possible.
Jordi Alba. Dembélé. It's Busquets. And now Vidal. Messi. Dembélé. Driving at Carvajal. Well, Vidal was making the run, but he's not quite as quick or quick enough to get on the end of that one. Ramos insisting that Courtois give the ball to him. Played over the top for Reguilon. Reguilon into the Barca half. Taking on Sergio Roberto. Supported here by Vinicius Jr. Squares it to Casemiro. Sets up for the shots. And it follows a very similar trajectory to Vinicius' prior attempt. And it's a goal kick to Barcelona.
Solari down on the touchline, urging his players to make sure that they cover every angle. He doesn't want a short ball, particularly wide. He's satisfied now, and Stegen's got to figure out what to do.
But it's dangerous because, you know, a long ball now, the space in the middle, Messi second balls, it would be 3 against 3. So it's the thing that they have to do it, but it's also true that it's a big risk. Yeah.
Graham, you talked about how brilliant Gerard Piqué was in the first half, an old-fashioned centre-half performance. What about Ramos in the second? He just got the better of Suarez there, didn't he? Although this loose ball falls to Vinicius. Gets the cross in, collected by Marc-Andre ter Stegen.
Simon, he doesn't want to be 1-0 down with the league disappearing, but it's moments like this that he lives for. You can count on Ramos giving you everything, and the probability is that he'll create or take a chance himself. Aitor talked about how special he is as a central defender. He's a different class competitor.
Busquets. Further applause there because Isco seems to have been called over by Solari, just as Coutinho's also been called over by Ernesto Valverde.
Well, quite astonishing. Isco, if he is called upon to become the third substitute, hasn't really been a favourite of Solari since he took over as manager, but the Bernabeu clearly remember him. The chant of Isco, Isco, Isco ringing around the ground.
really intelligent substitution, because Isco maybe now is not in his best, but you know, the rest of the stadium, and I think this is the kind of thing that Real Madrid needs now, the support of the crowd, and with Isco on the pitch, they will do.
Asensio, Valverde, Reguilon, Benzema. Benzema gets away from Vidal, puts the cross in. Lenglet clears, throw into Real Madrid, and once again the ball boy very, very quick to get the ball into play. But they'll have to wait. Casemiro replaced by Isco Alarcon. Listen to the Bernabeu. Pointed out, it's going to be Philippe Coutinho for Barcelona. I think he's going to have to wait a little, though. The ball back in play. Valverde for Real Madrid. Here's Varane. Isco's first touch. Back to Luka Modric. Isco again. Carvajal. Isco once more. Ramos, and here's Sergio Reguilon. Isco comes up against Arturo Vidal. Ramos keeps it in play. Well, Isco's seen a lot of the ball since coming on the pitch, that's for sure. Asensio to Modric. Carvajal. Luka Modric. Valverde. Isco. Long possession from Madrid. Modric to pick out Reguilon, he controls. Across the face of the box, Asensio. Wide for Vinicius. Lovely combination between Asensio and Isco. The cross comes in. Can't quite link with any white shirt. Down goes Asensio, told to get up by both the referee and Gerard Piqué. It's won by Dembélé. Suarez. Vidal. Sergio Roberto under pressure from Benzema, that gets away with it brilliantly. Vidal looks for Dembélé and finds him. He's got Alba outside him. Suarez makes a run, it's cut back, and it's Fede Valverde with the clearance. Throw into Barcelona. And now is the moment that Valverde is going to introduce Philippe Coutinho to replace Ousmane Dembélé.
There's a risk. I have to say, Coutinho loves coming into a broken game. Coutinho has the skills to link with Messi and Suarez, and he has goals in his locker. But as Aitor said, the more over the next, let's call it 13-ish minutes until the whistle goes, well, depending on added time, Dembélé has the pace. He has the searing pace to stretch the game and hurt Real Madrid. So while tactically and in personal terms you can understand what Ernesto Valverde has done, I think that's still quite a brave change.
Well, Coutinho on. Dembélé's
because
performance over.
Sorry, Ernesto knows that I think that the game they have under control, but they know that Real Madrid can score any time, and for sure he will want to score the second one to kill the game.
Here's Isco. Spreads it wide to Sergio Reguilon. Reguilon comes up against Arturo Vidal. They shall not pass. Throw into Barcelona.
We can't let pass that little moment of magic that Isco created with that wall pass, led to threaten the penalty box. No wonder the Bernabeu is in love with him, and you'd bet that between now and the final whistle, Isco will do something like that again. He has creativity, he sees things others don't see.
Lenglet. Coutinho's first touch. Jordi Alba. Back to Coutinho, struggling to reach it. Held at bay by Carvajal as Varane plays it out. Here's Dani Carvajal on the ball. Valverde to Isco. Vinicius, he's got Reguilon outside him. Isco inside. Modric offering for the square pass. Well, I'm sure that was aimed at Reguilon, and Isco struggled. That's clearly handball from Arturo Vidal. And the infringement given.
They don't just say no Isco, no disco because it rhymes, Simon. Everybody in white wants to dance with this man.
Modric to take the resulting free kick from that Arturo Vidal handball. Everybody deep into the Barca half from both teams. It's curled in, punched away awkwardly by Ter Stegen. And it was, well, who else? Sergio Ramos, who goes down under the challenge. Gets gingerly to his feet. The cross whipped in again. Lenglet blocks, but doesn't really get the danger away. And the ball eventually falling to Leo Messi. Taken off him by Valverde there brilliantly. Sergio Roberto trying to set Coutinho free.
3 Barcelona players attacking, just 2 defending.
And here's Suarez on the ball. He sees the logical pass. Rakitic to Messi. Still Messi. Coutinho. It's taken off him. And it's taken off him with ease by Asensio. Vinicius makes the return pass to Asensio, makes a tremendous run, but Gerard Piqué there to block it. Vidal nearly dispossessed. That's a free kick. Asensio sees a yellow card. Late challenge on Sergio Busquets.
Simon, in life, it's never pleasant to see the rabbit looking at the headlights of the car, but poor Coutinho, and I think this is a repetitive thing, not just there. When the tension was high, when Messi was trying to be released with a return pass, Coutinho froze, got picked off. He's a much better player than he's shown in recent weeks.
Yep.
But that was a gigantic risk of a telling counter-attack for Los Blancos.
Jordi Alba gets away from Carvajal with a burst of pace. Still Alba leaves it for Messi. Wasn't the greatest ball to Messi. And the loose ball comes to Valverde. Between Coutinho and Busquets, they win it back off him. Rakitic, here's Vidal. Rakitic now, Busquets. Vidal back to Clement Lenglet. Gerard Piqué. One in the air by Carvajal. It falls to Asensio. Gets away from Suarez. Still Asensio. Now Benzema. Piqué getting between the Frenchman and the ball and playing out of trouble. He's still in trouble though. And in the end, he gives away a corner. There was a corner. It looked like it went out clearly.
The ball absolutely, definitely went out. But Piqué is saying, all of you, come on. It's me versus all of you.
Yeah.
And unless this now concedes a goal, this has been, in my view, one of his great performances for his club.
Yeah. And you'd probably say, Aitor, that if Ramos is the best central defender in the world, Piqué's the second best.
Yes.
And both play for Spain. Modric to put the corner in. Struck firmly. Isco underneath it. Headed away by Arturo Vidal. Only as far as Carvajal. Back to Modric. Lovely ball. Asensio's cross blocked. Falls again to Asensio. Arturo Vidal there. And he managed to find Piqué. Sergio Roberto. Messi. Ooh, firm challenge and a good one from Valverde. What a brilliant cameo from Valverde since coming on. He hasn't put a foot wrong.
But it's ferocious. You don't ask either Aitor or I at the end if this means 1-0. Do you think that's the end of the league? Barca's players think it's the end of the league for them. That you're seeing a commitment and an energy use that tells you they think this is the Champions League final of La Liga.
They're determined not to lose again, aren't they? They've got 6 minutes left. Messi brought down by Modric. Modric responds with anger. Referee Undiano Mayenko quite clear about that one. It just gives Barcelona a little bit of time to press the pause button. Busquets to put the ball back in play. Sergio Roberto inside to Messi. Return ball over the top from Messi. Sergio Roberto gets into the area, cuts it square. Brilliant from Carvajal. Messi battling for it. The ball got away, and it's Asensio. No. Bruno, any ideas of what the referee's given there?
Oh, it's caught me off guard there. I can see Carvajal asking for a yellow card. I don't know for someone kicking the ball away. Obviously, it was a free kick for some challenge, but I didn't have a great view of what happened.
Okay.
I'm really pleased. I thought initially he'd given it to Barcelona when patently Carvajal's interception was both brilliant and fair.
It's Vinicius Junior attacking. It's Vidal, who's been very solid since coming on. Sends it long for Suarez, but Varane getting there instead. That'll be a throw to Barcelona.
It's important now when Real Madrid has the ball, especially attacking the balance between Varane, Ramos and Valverde against Messi and Suarez, because a long ball can be a risk for them.
Sure. Vidal back to Gerard Piqué. Square to Clement Lenglet. Just over 4 minutes to go for Real Madrid. Ivan Rakitic. Coutinho back to Rakitic. Coutinho showing for the ball there. Turning away from Modric, who sides him down. Play on, says the referee. Good advantage. Here's Coutinho. Still Coutinho. Rakitic's cross. Collected by Thibaut Courtois. Who's down in the box? Bruno, can you see from there?
Yeah, it's Arturo Vidal, and Luis Suarez is claiming to the linesman that he was caught by an elbow.
Benzema. Vinicius trying to get away from Piqué. Piqué sticking to him in that crouching Terminator-style run. Benzema. The shot into the hands of Ter Stegen, who clasps it gratefully to his chest.
Is there a stage at which Real Madrid, with the league slipping away, just play Ramos as a centre-forward? We've seen it with Piqué.
I'm sure Ramos would have no problems accepting the role.
Fair point.
No, he will do when he understands that the team need it. He will do for sure, because he's done a lot of times.
Sure. And it was Suarez and Ramos who tangled as they waited for the clearance to come down. Referee, quite rightly, I think, just waving play on. Is Isco. There's one for Reguilon. Vidal there back once again. Solid as a rock. It's a poor clearance, but brilliantly dealt with by Busquets. Modric wins it back for Madrid. Still Modric. Lovely flick on from Asensio. Carvajal with a cross. Who's there to clear? Gerard Piqué. Varane winning it back off the forehead of Suarez. Good ball from Modric. It comes to Carvajal on the edge of the box. Jordi Alba to Lenglet. Lenglet goes down. The flag is raised. Free kick to Barcelona. Lenglet stays down. There's a Barca player down in the area. I think it's Gerard Piqué. They're dropping like flies now, the players in the blue and red shirts. And it's up to Undiano Mayenko, the referee, to do something about this. Ter Stegen having words with Piqué. I wondered if Piqué was struggling a couple of moments ago. And Vidal signalling to the bench.
Yeah, I'm interpreting, Simon, but Ter Stegen took a long time to speak to him, and I think he was saying, be sure, be absolutely sure that if you're staying on, that you're fine. There's a good minute of normal time, probably 3-4 left. After that, I'm certain Ter Stegen was saying, don't stay on if you're not right.
Well, Semedo is about to come on. I was going to say about 15 minutes ago that it looked as though Piqué was struggling a little bit, and it's absolutely typical of him that he's stayed on and made so many absolutely crucial interventions even since then. He's looking over to the bench, gesticulating. I think that's play on, I'm staying on. Varane, it's a poor one. And it was Ramos who was putting the pressure on Alba. Messi. Valverde squaring it to Reguilon. Everybody pushing forward for Madrid.
Ramos
Vinicius.
is now
Centre forward.
yes.
Yeah. Isco. Benzema. The cross blocked by Sergio Roberto. Corner for Real Madrid. The dying seconds of the 90. We're about to find out, Bruno Bergarecci, how much time is added.
That's a good question. 3 minutes. I couldn't quite spot it. 3 minutes of added time.
Isco puts the corner in. Sergio Roberto got there ahead of Benzema. The clearance only as far as Carvajal. Carvajal puts it back into the mix. And it's nodded out. Kept in play by Isco. Vinicius, could this be his moment? Blocked by Lenglet. Asensio. Carvajal's cross. Ramos up for it. It wasn't Ramos's header, though. I think it was Varane's, and it's collected easily by Ter Stegen.
And a foul called for a push by Ramos. Undiano decides that it's a free kick to Barcelona. That'll take us through the 90-minute barrier.
It's Busquets who's going to be replaced by Semedo rather than Piqué. Sergio Busquets. I think pretending he didn't see it.
Selective blindness.
Yeah. And clearly taking his time to get off, being pushed by Isco. That'll gain Isco a few more followers in the Bernabeu if he needed any help.
We'd all be doing the same if we were down there. Let's be completely honest about that.
Aitor, time running out for Real Madrid. Less than 2 minutes to go.
Yes.
They're doing all they can, aren't they?
Yeah, but the Bernabeu, until the referee blows his whistle, 90 minutes, 92, 93, Real Madrid is always alive.
Valverde tries to clear, gives it away to Messi. Coutinho, Courtois with a save. It's just not going right for Philippe Coutinho, and the flag was up for offside. I think Messi was a bit too generous perhaps there. Carvajal, Asensio. Just over a minute to go. It's lost, collected here by Coutinho. Alba. Suarez and Messi in the middle. Vidal arriving too. Alba to Coutinho. Vidal. Sergio Roberto. Coutinho. Into the last minute of stoppage time. Coutinho gets away from clearly exhausted Luka Modric. Vidal, Messi, Courtois rooted to the spot as that one flew over the bar. And 30 seconds left. Let's see what Real Madrid can come up with. Piqué bullying Benzema there. It's a throw to Real Madrid. Quickly taken by Reguilon. Gets it back from Isco. Vidal in with a firm challenge indeed. And it's a throw-in to Barcelona.
A little microcosm, a little cameo of the intensity that both sides have brought to this. I don't think any malice. I don't think a foul either. Reguilon knows, accepts it. Every single man in Blaugrana has come out prepared to give everything because they think this is the night that the title race is down to 2.
And because if they don't, they get eaten alive here today by this Real Madrid. There's a firm challenge there, which has been penalised. Messi involved there. Bruno, can you see what's going on? I know Messi and Suarez are in the thick of things.
It's Reguilon who is facing up to Messi, and Varane getting across quickly to push him away because he's suggesting to his teammate that there's no time to lose, that this plays into the hands of Barcelona, and he's quieted everything down.
Jordi Alba and Sergio Ramos at it too. Nice little touch from Vinicius. I'm sorry to be praising Vinicius again, but in the midst of all that, he just ruffled Messi's hair and said, "Champ, I still love you."
Semedo to take it. We're coming up to the 94th minute now. The referee, Undiano Mayenko, still not quite happy. Vidal went walkabout there. He's having words with Ramos. Gives Vidal permission to put the ball back in play. He's going to leave it for Gerard Piqué. Piqué floating one in towards Coutinho. There's the final whistle. Gerard Piqué with his arms raised aloft. Barcelona go 12 points clear of Real Madrid. They've beaten them twice in the Bernabeu in barely 72 hours. It's been a tough, hard game, but at the end of the day, Barcelona with the 3 points. And Aitor, I think there's been positive signs from Madrid tonight, but the result is a crushing blow for Solari's men.
Yes, it's been the result that nobody was expecting, nobody wanted before the game, especially we said, especially after the cup game. So to lose in Bernabeu against Barcelona 2 games in 3 days, obviously not it's not good, but you know, it's Real Madrid. This club is huge. They have another challenge on Tuesday, and we can't forget that the last 3 Champions League Real Madrid has won. So and all of those seasons haven't seen the best season for Real Madrid, so Real Madrid is always going to fight till the end.
Graham, the Barca players celebrating in a huddle in the middle of the pitch very quickly. They see that Real Madrid are no longer a rival for the La Liga title.
They're certain that's what they came out to achieve. A little dance, not disrespectful, but they think they've knocked their rivals out. The other day, they knocked us out of the cup. This is football. They were much more effective in what they did. They finished better than us. Football is ultimately determined by goals. You know, we wanted to cut the distance. We wanted to be able to win the league. Just have to say, well done. They played a good game. We went after them, we showed personality, we tried to take the ball, wasn't enough.
Madrid allowed Barcelona fewer chances than the other day.
Well, these 2 games have been ultra intense. You use so much intensity. Between the 2 games, there's been too little time to recuperate. I'm not trying to make an excuse. We did have chances throughout this game. It just wasn't our day. Sometimes the goals don't come for you.
Has Madrid just said goodbye to La Liga?
Well, they're so effective, they don't drop points, Barcelona. This was a chance. They have taken one more big step towards the title. It's a shame. There's so long left. We'll keep going. We'll keep trying everything.
What happened between you and Leo Messi?
No, nothing. No. There was a little gesture, he took it back, but it's nothing. It's nothing.
You've only got the Champions League once again, like every year.
Yeah. We're ready physically for what happens this week against Ajax. We need to face this game in midweek. We'd have loved to have gone into having won this match, but the Champions League gives us another opportunity to bring glory to the club.
Thank you very much to Sergio Ramos. And the winners, Ivan Rakitic. Congratulations. Looking at the recent results, do you feel comfortable in the Bernabeu?
Well, we're obviously particularly happy. We did our work. There aren't many teams anywhere around the world that you can say they've come to the Bernabeu, merited a win twice now. You have to work so hard, you have to compete. We're absolutely delighted with what we've achieved.
At the beginning of the game, you set up very differently from last week.
Yeah, you have to be inventive and different every game. Of course you do. The other day, we learned from the pattern of the game. We played really well there. We cut out some of the danger we saw from them. They were looking for the draw throughout from when we scored early on. We didn't give them opportunities, and it was a perfect night for us. Every single player gave absolutely everything, did their part.
You've knocked Real Madrid out for the Cup and for the League. Does this mean the title's yours?
No, look, there's tons of league left. Big important games to get through. This was a big night that we needed to take away from them. And from next week, we'll begin to put our heads back into work and attack La Liga, irrespective of this result.
Congratulations, Ivan Rakitic. The words of Football Club Barcelona's very happy midfielder, Croatian midfielder. The Bernabeu emptying as we speak. Huge disappointment for the home fans. The final score in the second Clásico of the last 72 hours. Real Madrid 0, Barcelona 1.